What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 Japan AI only battle. A lot of pressure on me today because episode 1 seems to have done very well. I don't know why, but a lot of new people clearly seeing that episode. So welcome if you've returned for episode 2. Glad to have you. Hope you enjoyed the first one, and I assume you did if you came back for the second one. But we will continue and keep going. Keep it going. We're going to do the info edits again, I think, at turn 150. But what I will do, I'm going to make this promise, we will go until there's one civ left. The only way we won't is sometimes when there's two left, one of them won't kill the other one. But apart from that, we'll try. We'll try, because this is going to be the easiest and best chance we've ever got of that happening. But there you go, Hideyoshi's Japan completes the Notre Dame. That's 10 happiness for them. So that's a good slot, I think that's good. And here we go, we're actually on 151 now. We can also, I would say we could use the graphs. The problem is a lot of the lines are white and grey, so it's a bit hard to distinguish. But when there's less civs, we can use the graphs. This is score, which has Meiji Japan sort of leading. Obviously wonders contributing quite a bit, as does having a religion in the early game. They'll probably be caught up in the late game. I believe you then have Oda's Japan, and there's another line there, which is not this. I think that's the Ainu, just above Oda's Japan. Then we have the Hideyoshi's Japan sort of in fourth on score. The Usagi, sorry, there was some pronunciations. I'll just stick with what we've got for now and work on it. Shimatsu then here, and then in last we of course have Chosakabe as well at the bottom, as you'd expect. Not particularly much expected from them, but I'll use the Wild Fact Book for the rest just so it's a bit easier to read. Population, Meiji Japan then with 7 million. Tojo? Wrong, there's too many Japanese leaders. There was two others that I didn't include. There's Tojo mod that we use normally. There was a Hojo mod, who's the leader that you get in Civ 6. And there was also a Hirohito one that we didn't use as well. So there's quite a few. I'm sure there's more than that too for Japan Civs. But we also have the Ainu at 3.083 million. Shimatsu 2.7 million. Usagi down at 2.3. 1.3 for Hideyoshi's Japan. That is quite low. And then Chosakabe obviously at the bottom. Overall crop yield, Oda's Japan, I nearly did it again. Oda's Japan is now leading the way ahead of the Ainu, and then Meiji Japan, Shimatsu, Hideyoshi's Japan, Usagi, and I'll ignore Chosakabe. I know they're there, but they're going to be last in everything, I think, at this point. Production, Oda's Japan has now taken a good lead over Meiji Japan, the Ainu, Hideyoshi's Japan, Shimatsu, Usagi, and Chosakabe. Big one then. Economy, Meiji's Japan still has a lead of about 46 gold income per turn, not in course including their spending. So this isn't gold per turn. This is gold. This is before they spend any of their gold. The Ainu in third, but way off the top two, and then it's Hideyoshi's Japan, Usagi, Shimatsu further down. Land area, Meiji Japan still leads Oda's Japan, which is pretty big, I guess. I mean, having more cities can be useful, but land also important, although again sea tiles included, so maybe that's not as bad. I don't know who has more sea tiles, that could work both ways. I'm sure they both do. The Ainu, Usagi, Japan, Shimatsu. Biggest militaries, Oda's Japan with a hefty advantage there over the Ainu. Then it's Hideyoshi's Japan, Shimatsu. Meiji Japan really not doing well there. Then Usagi. I'm Morocco, just ignore that. And then Chosakabe at the bottom. Social policies, Meiji's Japan with a big lead at 15, 11 for Hideyoshi's Japan, 9 for the Ainu, 10 for the Ainu. Shimatsu, Usagi on 9, Oda's Japan only on 8. Of course, more cities increases the social policy cost. And Chosakabe at the bottom there. Technologies also being led at the moment by Meiji Japan ahead of Oda's Japan and the Ainu on 32, Hideyoshi's Japan and Usagi on 31, Shimatsu on 30. We normally ignore net gold because the AI runs out, but at the moment they are not quite running at full negative mode. We're a bit still too early for that, but when it's all full of units, we know that happens. Japan, Meiji Japan leading pretty heavily. They're making 222 gold per turn. Oda's Japan 112, 62 for the Ainu, 35 for Usagi, 30 for Hideyoshi's Japan, 14 for Chosakabe, and Shimatsu actually making the least gold per turn. In city numbers, Oda's Japan's on 5, Ainu and Hideyoshi Japan on 3, 2 for Usagi Japan and Shimatsu, and 1 for Chosakabe. Science output, Meiji Japan still leading Oda's Japan, which means they will stay ahead because Oda's Japan has to pay more for technologies because they have more cities. The Ainu in third, Shimatsu, Japan, and Usegui. They're filling out that list. Culture, it's pretty much the same list. Oh no, there's some change in the middle. But Meiji Japan again leading, this time ahead of Hideyoshi's Japan, then the Ainu, then Oda's Japan, Usegui, and Shimatsu. Wonders, yep, not a surprise, Meiji Japan leading that with 11. Hideyoshi's Japan on 5, 2 for Usegui, the Ainu, and Oda's Japan. Treasury, I mean, it's there if you want to pause. Obviously, some of the stats we don't always look at if you are new around here. Faith's another one, because a lot of these civs built religious buildings and then didn't get a religion, which is why they have so much faith. Faith gain, again, another similar one. I'll hover here, you can pause it if you would like to take a more in-depth look. No one's influential just yet, although of course that will be an attempt in this game because of the culture victory. I'm sure they'll be trying to be influential. Then we have Great Works, which is 4 for Meiji Japan, 3 for the Ainu, 2 for Hideyoshi's Japan, 1 for Shimatsu and Usegui. I think if we did the normal info-addict scoring system right now, Meiji Japan would be the winner. So bear that in mind for Oda's Japan, despite them being the biggest. Trade routes, mostly 5s, a few 4s, and some 3s as well. And finally, tourism, Meiji's Japan again leads the Ainu, then Hideyoshi's Japan, Shimatsu, Usegui, Oda's Japan. Yeah, this Japan, Meiji Japan, is definitely winning right now on the way we normally score the winner in these games, because they're always first or second, whereas Oda's Japan is either first or like near the bottom for a lot of categories, so it would make a huge difference. But there we go, we will continue hitting next turn, seeing what happens. I believe we're seeing some more unique units. Here we have a Japanese daimyo unit, for example, and a Taj Mahal as well for Meiji Japan. But yeah, we'll see. I don't think there's anyone fighting each other. It looks like Oda's Japan is still fighting Shimatsu. And there we go, it says Japan is first influential culture. I don't know which Japan that is. I'm going to guess it's this one, probably over Usegui. But that's just a complete guess. It could be over these guys as well. And it could be one of the other Japans, possibly. I don't know. We do have some deep sea sailing there. Usegui, Oda's, actually no, quite a few civs in the deeper ocean. Oh yeah, there's quite a few out this way too. Usegui and the Ainu out here. They won't find anything. There is my little submarine up in the top left corner, but this is a small map. There's nothing else, you know. There's no mainland, which would have been kind of cool, but there is not any mainland to sort of go and discover or anything of that nature. There's this little island someone might settle. You can still see someone squeezing a city in over here. Japan here, this could go... Oh, this is... Okay, there's the World's Congress. Oh, am I back to making proposals? No. Okay, well, we'll do World's Fair for now. It looks like Japan is having a good go at this city, but they're getting pushed back up here in the north where they don't have too many units. So we will see how this pans out. It's a pretty strategic war. Yeah, Japan probably is going to get this. It's going to take a big defense from Shimatsu here. Oof. But they killed the melee units. That's what they need to do. Kill the melee units. They did that. They need to kill this samurai. And they do. There you go. The Tanegashima infantry gets the job done. And yep, that sends them into a bit of a retreat. And yeah, that trebuchet gets destroyed. Shimatsu survives. Did they lose this? No, they already had that city. Okay. Okay. Globe Theatre now for Meiji Japan. They are trading sort of with everyone here. It's good to see. Lots of trade. A few boats for the Ainu. We'll see them put them to use. But yeah, at the moment the main battle between Oda's Japan and Shimatsu. And that's calmed down for now. Shimatsu safe on their southern island. They may actually... It would help them if these guys, Chozakabe, got one of these tiles. Because then that'd make it harder. If they didn't give it Japan open borders, of course. I believe the Ainu just grabbed a wonder and I skipped it. Well, no, they got one there. Himeji Castle. Did they get 2 in 2 turns? I think it tells you here who has what. Ainu, Himeji Castle, which we saw them just got. Yeah, I think they got the Uffizi last turn as well. So maybe that's... Well, both of these cities are pretty big, so that could make sense. To be fair, I think they're starting to grow into this game as well. These cities are all getting fairly big, especially these two are big. This one's getting there. Leaning Tower of Pisa now for Meiji Japan. They're just going to be stacking those bonuses. So that's certainly going to make them a strong empire to deal with. They just don't quite have the military to deal with any of their neighbours yet. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're going for that cultural victory instead. As we said, there's different motivations when you put, maybe we're going to try different combos more often, see what happens. But most literate, here we go, as we hit turn 175. The Ainu now lead on technology, and Oda has caught up to Meiji Japan. Hideyoshi's is down at 36, 35 for Usegui, and Shimatsu not going so well for Chosakabe, which is as expected. You know, they don't get money bonuses off of a city that wasn't even one of their first cities that they settled. I like how these guys have spread like incredibly thin. Just split the two Japans in half. We'll see how long that lasts. There's been a citadel placement there, which is pretty aggressive from Oda. It would be pretty interesting if these guys got a great general. I'd go stick it down like right here. Just go grab all these tiles. There's a manufactory there as well. You'd cut them off around Kyoto. I mean, they might declare war on you if you do that, but that'd be a good little troll move. I do see a Meiji Japan settler. I'm a bit, if that comes over here, I would be hesitant, but we'll see what happens with it. They're going to ban furs. Who is going to, we can actually look in depth. Normally I just ignore it because it's hard to really see who would be most affected by the banning of furs. Not Shimatsu, and they may lose their capital soon as well with these Japanese frigates here. These guys don't have any frigates either. They do have frigates. They don't have frigates, sorry, but Japan does. I'm getting confused now. They don't have any furs. They have deer. Furs is the fox logo, right? I don't see any here, I'm sure. Oh, there's some. So Oda's Japan would lose one of their luxuries. Usegui does not have furs. Meiji Japan doesn't either. Sorry if I miss it, but you know, there's a lot going on. Hideyoshi's doesn't have, it's like there's not many copies of every resource on this map, so some of them aren't even here. But yeah, it looks like that is only going to affect Japan. I don't know who proposed that. Meiji Japan, yeah, okay, there you go, there. That tells you a lot, doesn't it? They know what they're up to. Banning one of those luxuries will hurt the technology. Not the technology, the happiness. Oh no, come on Shimatsu. No, I think they're finished here. They've only got one crossbowman. This might be a bridge too far. They just can't even touch the frigates. Although that samurai and horseman both just died. Oh no, the knight got away, sorry, but the samurai died. They're putting up a great defense with the crossbowmen. They just pulled out another one of those infantry units. I don't know how they're doing this, but Shimatsu is clinging on. Their settler is not willing to settle. And I think Meiji Japan is going to punish them for that decision. Right, furs are banned. I don't want to influence the game too much, and there's no embargo city-states for me to vote on, which normally wouldn't have an effect. So I'm just going to try and repeal the banning of furs. It's very unlikely it happens. Oh no, Japan's back with a privateer. I don't know if you can stop that, Shimatsu. And the caravel. This could be it, and they're going to lose a lot of units. I think there's definitely one, maybe two cargo ships here, a privateer and the Tanegashima infantry. Oh, they just about scraped by again. There you go, Meiji Japan did. Oh, they snuck in and stole away Mount Fuji from Shimatsu. That's pretty brutal. 2 gold, 3 culture, 3 faith. That's very good as well in the context of the victory types for this game. And Shimatsu with their own privateers at the final moment to save the day. And now we have Meiji Japan attacking Oda Japan in the north with a ton of units, and Hideyoshi's Japan is joining too with their unique units, the Ashigarus. I don't think they're supposed to be white and red, sort of check. It's the same for this unique thing. I think it's just a texture glitch, but it looks pretty cool. Maybe they are supposed to be that color, but either way, it looks kind of weird. But yeah, there you go. The Ainu also joined that war, a huge coalition against Oda's Japan. Usegui staying out of it for now. Them and Chosakabe, can't really blame them. But yeah, I mean, Usegui's given open borders to allow it to happen. So this is going to be a battle, quite a big one for Oda's Japan. Keep an eye. We'll keep them at the center point now, the focus, but they have plenty of units. They did have the most, so they are going to defend themselves. You can see here 5,000 military power. Hideyoshi's got 4,800, so pretty close, and his army's coming through now. Meiji's a bit further down, as is Ainu, but I mean, we've seen Shimatsu with 800, so what's that relative? That's like 5 times, maybe more than, maybe six and a bit times less of an army has held them off, so maybe that's encouraged the others. You can see the Ainu forces coming down the coast. You can see Hideyoshi's Japan pushing through. You can sort of, this is more of Hideyoshi's units, but there was some Meiji units around early on. Is this going to be the end for Oda's Japan? It would be interesting. It's going to give us some very big border gore if they are to crumble here. But at the moment, they are putting up a defense. But they're on the defense now. That's a change. They've been pretty much the aggressor in all their wars until now, as they do enter the industrial era, which is pretty terrifying for the other civs. Meiji completes the Red Fort, another wonder for them. Oh, we went past turn 200. We will do the info addicts. We'll save it till the start of next episode. I don't want to do it twice in one episode. I know it's going very quick, but I don't want to do it twice in one episode because it'll just get a bit confusing. Or slow-paced, I don't know. Usegui declares their own war against Chosakabe. Might not be the worst idea. That might not be a bad idea. Let's have a quick look. Bigger cities then. Tokyo is now at 25 for Meiji Japan. The Ainu's 2 bigger cities are up to 20 and 19. Usegui's is up to 19. And then Nagoya, the other Meiji Japan main city, also in the top 5 at 18. So far, Oda's held on, but certainly a sign, I think, to him of what's going to happen if he continues to be this aggressive. It would be pretty big if Usegui eliminated Chosakabe. I mean, it's not the most useful strategic city, but it's a 3rd city for them, and in a game where the most is 5, you know, getting a 3rd is pretty big relatively. So we'll see. It's their turn now. I think they might just fall short though. They don't have too many units in the vicinity. Maybe it's in the yellow. Porcelain Tower for the Ainu. I think are definitely growing as a threat in the north. But we saw the army that these guys have produced. Hideyoshi Japan. That came out of nowhere. So maybe Meiji Japan could be in trouble if they were to turn on them. How is this new city? Already up to 4. That will of course be helping out Meiji Japan as well. I feel like they've made that it was a good thing to stop Oda. It probably saved Shimatsu in the short term as well. But I feel like the only way these other civs get into it is if they eat one. So obviously these 3, maybe one of them needs to take out the other. Maybe one of them needs to take out Usegui, or come down in the south and take out Shimatsu. Yeah, maybe stopping Oda might be too much. But saying that, Meiji Japan with a new effort against the city of Hata. Usegui's turn taking a while. They're probably negotiating some sort of peace deal, or at least trying to. And there we go. We have the World's Fair. So the gold bonus will give culture increase. Well, let's do it, but there's only a few here. Bronze and silver for everyone. So all 3 of the Ainu, Meiji Japan, and Usegui. No one else. Interesting choice. Oda again did not go for it at all. So they all got 500 points towards a golden age and a free social policy, so that's good for them. They'll all get bonuses from that. And then the gold, which went to the Ainu, will give them a culture increase of 100% for 20 turns, which is again really good for them. But yeah, that's the 3 of the 4 northern civs getting some nice cultural benefits. And at this point, there's no ideology just yet, but you know, rationalism, for example, will be available. If you pick that, that's 10% more science. That's a pretty useful one. Just an example choice. When we do the next episode, we'll look at the social policy paths that they've gone down. Again, we won't do it this time as we wrap up this episode with this turn, but that is going to be it for this one. This is exciting. Oda could be in trouble. I was a bit worried they were running away with it, but no, the whole world's united against them. That's pretty rare in this. But I hope you have enjoyed the episode. Do be sure to leave a like and a comment down below if you have enjoyed, or any feedback if you haven't enjoyed as well. Be sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel, and if you are interested, I saw there's a lot of new people seeing episode 1. There is a Discord channel link in the description, so if you want to talk about games, playing some of the multiplayer stuff we do, then that's something you can join. And there's also a Twitch channel if you want to see me try and stream when I can as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.